council the kind of the story behind this bid? Because I'm really other than some text mail from Guido. I mean, I'm aware of the bid, but I'm not aware of the consequence or the circumstances.
So we put the bid out with the requirements for the, Madam Chair, we put the bid out for the requirements for the mowers that Guido needed to replace. And the bids came in, and the lowest bidder was not the one that we decided to choose because it wasn't a commercial grade mower. They did not answer all of the specs of the bid. It was, but we didn't make that decision alone. We had a DPW vehicle maintenance and mechanic look at them as well to see. And we found that, and there's a letter attached that I wrote and signed that, you know, no different than another item I had in a different department that, you know, we don't have to go with the lowest bid as long as we can prove why we want to use the other one. And basically the stability of the mower, the deck, the terrain that we're mowing on Telegraph Road and all of the acreage and all the parts, it just wasn't commercial. And the one we selected was the commercial grade, and we feel we'll get the years out of it.
Now here's the issue. This they didn't get it in on the agenda viewer in time to make the agenda. Guido said that the timing's pretty critical to get these purchased. They're in the budget. I told him we'd bring it tonight if council was comfortable considering this for tomorrow. We'd take action. If not, we'd have to postpone it until next meeting. I mean, I don't like bringing these things to you like this. I mean, it's one thing to have a, you know, something small. I mean, this is a significant purchase. I just want, you know, council to be comfortable before we bring it forward.
Quick question. These are for our workers and not subcontractors doing lawn.
This is for Little League Baseball. Yes. This is for.
Okay.
No, this is for our workers. Yes.
Okay.
Is it 4 and 4, Jeff? Is that 4 going to DPW?
Yes.
And
Yeah. For us.
For the parks.
Yes. And again, you know, we're using bad boys, but you know, all of these hours that we have on them, you know, the current ones in the fleet are broken. We're waiting on parts, and some of them cannot be repaired.
So real quick, I didn't have time to look at this. Are we replacing them with the same kind? Will we be able to utilize the parts on the old ones?
No, they're not the same make. They're not the same make.
Okay.
So, good point. And there's no trade-in value. Nobody offered any trade-ins on the current models. What we're looking at is what is the cost to bring them all up to somewhat of level of operation. And if we can do that, if there is a cost, essentially what we're going to do is with council concurrence, take it to each Little League and say, the cost is $500 to rebuild the lawnmower, would you like to buy it and secure the lawnmower? To run these in a Little League, no problem. But to run these up and down every day, the roads in Taylor, and expect that they're going to hold up, they're just not going to, not all summer long.
Is there 4?
I believe is there 4 or 8?
Okay. As long as each Little League has
Yeah, there's
an
enough
opportunity.
for one.
Oh, yeah.
We'll give them one without the other.
Right,
You know,
I believe there's 6.
I don't have a problem with bringing it up tomorrow, do you?
So as long as council's okay, we'll bring it up under open business and move forward. But again, you know, my only commitment is that I bring it tonight and make sure everybody was comfortable.
I don't have a problem. If anybody wants to postpone it, we can postpone it tomorrow.
I can do it either way. I can do it under mayor's communication or, okay.
And Madam Chair, if there are questions of council, I'll be in tomorrow. They can call me. Everyone has my number.
And Guido,
And Guido too.
I think Jeff or Dave, correct me if I'm wrong, but Guido did say that he was going to take the current mowers in for evaluation, get an estimate on them of what they would each cost to be rebuilt up to workable levels. You know, again, I mean, if you got to cut, you know, a minor league baseball field or a major league baseball field, you know, a few $100 and they'll probably be okay to use for, you know, maybe a few years. But, you know, they're not going to survive what our guys put them through in a summer.
Well, an example, it always says Heritage Park, someone starts on Monday at one end, they're done by the following Friday, they got to start again on Monday where they just work, you know, at 400 acres of mowing. Right.
All right, we have.
Yeah, I'm unclear why we have a changed agenda.
Oh, because I added items to mayor's communication and therefore
Okay.
revised the entire agenda.
Normally, once the agenda's been published, we have to just amend it at the meeting. We can't like reprint and make a new agenda because it's been published for the public.
Oh, that's right.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
I'll just change it to this.
But
I
we
was
can just
surprised
keep
to
this
see
so
that
we
it
ain't gotta write it
actually,
on there.
because it already been published, I was surprised to see it
That it let
actually
you do it.
appeared on there.
Yeah.
So I spoke with the, chairwoman
Oh, you
on
did?
Friday,
Okay.
let her know I was gonna be entering the motion, but I didn't expect it to show it on the agenda.
Oh.
Well, you can still use the old one, I guess, and this one out, but use this during the meeting.
I mean, this is still, yeah, this is still
Right, I
good
just
for
gotta
reference,
change it.
I just meant that we can't, like, officially
Should my agenda
Make
change it
changes.
and put this one out, not at the meeting, you know, for the public, because we already did publish that one.
But why don't we go ahead and address those three items?
Okay, the B and C we can get to in a second. Those are just reappointments. Item A is to approve the rate schedule for Hennessy Engineering. This is a firm that historically has done business with the city of Taylor. Their rates have not been approved in many years, so we're bringing that back forward with a 2014 rate schedule. We did look for late in the evening just a comparable. We'll send it to you guys via email tomorrow. We couldn't pull it up because most of the staff was already gone this evening when we decided to try to find the Wade Trim approved schedule, just to give you guys a benchmark. This is really just more of a philosophical belief of mine that you know, I don't like to have one of anything, so you know, having two engineering firms available is you know, best practice. Competition's good. The majority of the big projects will still continue to flow through Wade Trim. And some of the smaller stuff will likely try to save some money and possibly increase some delivery times with Hennessy.
You know, I thought we already approved.
Only for CDBG.
Okay.
Yeah, that was a low bid. They went out to bid.
Okay.
Yeah. The other two are B and C are the reappointments of Stephanie and Ray to the Museum Commission for 1 year for Stephanie and 2 years for Ray. Tim, are those alternating? How do they become 1 year and
I
2
think
years?
it goes 1, 2, 3, depending on when your reappointment is. I'm not necessarily for sure on that, but I know they're staggered because when they first founded it, they didn't want everybody to expire at the same time. So I think it goes 1 year, 2 year, 3 year.
Okay, okay. And those are the only three items that I have, other than I'll bring, this will be the 5D, the lawnmowers.
Rick, the Hennessy deal, you said that we're approving the rate schedule. The document is entitled Engineering Services Proposal. Is there something specific that they're proposing, or are they just giving us a list of everything they do and what they would charge us if we take them up on it?
Yeah, and so how these things get put out is there's hourly rates tied to, you know, because what they're selling is time. And so, like if an RFP goes out for a certain type of project, there's requirements tied to that. And basically that the rate schedule that we're talking about is this last page here. And, you know, depending on, you know, what the scope of the project is, that will determine the level of support that's needed in the plan.
But right now, if you were to need engineering services, it automatically goes to Wade Trim because we don't have an agreement with a second party. So this would give us two,
Correct.
and then on a case-by-case basis, you're going to decide which firm we use?
Well, I don't know about you know, me per se, but respective department heads, yeah, yes. Or they could be, you know, time sensitive where, you know, we've had people come in and this is no offense to Wade Trim, but, you know, they say, you know, well, I'm not, if I have to deal with, you know, them, I'm simply not coming to the city of Taylor. Well, you know, I think that everybody needs an option. And so this would at least present an option for, you know, us to consider, as well as, you know, we also have an engineer that we're trying to, you know, capture as much as we can and hold it in-house. But there's only certain, you know, size projects that particular individual will be able to handle as well. So what we're looking at, I mean, for an example, you know, Wade Trim handles and will continue to handle the bulk of the, you know, the sewer systems, the stormwater projects, all of that. But like now you have this Sheridan Center that we're working on where, you know, that's a perfect type of project for a smaller firm to handle at a lower rate. So it would, you know, potentially increase delivery time and reduce some of the cost. And again, this is, you know, I've talked to Wade Trim from day one. They're fully aware that, you know, this is something that I strongly believe in, whether it's this firm or maybe even still a third firm, because there's another firm that we also are looking at, but they're a little further away. You know, we should have options.